What's going on, family and friends? You are right here with us on Inside the Music, the truth about the truth, brought to you by MovemRadio.com. And I am here. It's me, your big homie, TC Caldwell, BKA Stormy Weathers, the beast in the East, riding down Hip Hop Boulevard on 95 South, taking that thing all the way out west to my two kings on the Vegas Strip, Don DC DaCosta and KC Cousin. And right here on this episode, right here today, we are bringing you another second generation outlaw, the brother, the king, 7Crown. Welcome to this week's episode of Inside the Music, the truth about the truth, where we talk to the legends, the up and coming, and guess what? They give us their insight on the business. We got our brother 7Crown on the couch, and it seemed like brother King KC already got him chatting it up. Let's go right over to them right now.
I checked your stuff out. Matter of fact, I had to do a sneak preview of your stuff earlier before we start conversating because I wanted to see who I was talking to. You know. I'm impressed, play. There's a ton of questions cats like to ask, but I'm gonna leave some of that in the background. So you say you're from Jersey?
Where? Yeah, from New Jersey, New Brunswick, North Brunswick, South Brunswick, Franklin, the area, the environment. I'm saying.
I hear you.
Yeah.
So what got you in the game? Just hearing it, being in the vibe, being in the neighborhood?
No, you got no choice. You know what I'm saying? There's no choice. When you grow up in an environment that's conducive to struggle and the idea of trying to figure out identity, people trying to carefully place themselves into a situation where they can gain some type of attention because they came from nothing. You become something. So I got into music because I wanted to be something bigger than what I was.
I hear you.
How old were you when you decided you wanted to do this?
Probably like 11 years old. I was performing for my mom. I was in my socks, my underwear, the little underoos. I had a little tight little t-shirt on, you know what I'm saying? And I was skinny dancing around and they had this dude, his name is Leonard Austin, rest his soul. He asked me, he said, who you like better, LL Cool J or Run DMC? He asked me that question. And I told him, I said, LL Cool J. And he told me, oh man, get the fuck out of here, man. Run DMC is where it's at, blah, blah, blah. You don't know nothing about music, such, and such. And he was right. I didn't know nothing about music at the time, but the cool part about it is it doesn't matter what I knew about music because I have my own perception or interpretation of music. So I started listening to a lot of music because he said that, because he was cool. We had a little do-rag on, a little Adidas sweatpants, a little dirty white t-shirt or whatever. And he had females. So I was like, let me figure out what he was talking about. So I looked into it. I realized I was ugly. And a good way to understand, a good way to figure out how to get more attention to yourself is you gotta sell some dope or play hoop. I was nice at hoops already. At 11, I was nice at hoop. But it was music. Music was easier than all that. So I started getting it. When I got in trouble, my mother made me read a dictionary. So I already had a good mastery of the English language. So I started doing music, man.
Well, at that age, did you and your brother have competitions between each other at that age?
To be honest, you want the honest story?
Yeah.
Okay, you want the honest story? My
Truth
brother didn't rap.
behind the truth.
My brother didn't rap till after I rapped. He rapped after me.
So you were rapping before him then?
Way before him.
Okay.
Way before him. If you know about,
So you were X's inspiration? I mean, you were your brother's inspiration?
nah, I just think that we got into a lot of rap ciphers and stuff like that. And he didn't want his little brother to outshine him. So sibling rivalry, however you want to call it. There was a place out there called Seaside Heights. Funk Master Flex used to go to Seaside Heights. Right, the same place they filmed what's it called? The New Jersey Shore.
Yeah, I know the place.
Yeah, before they had that there was a whole bunch of black dudes at the beach. I go to meet females and stuff like that. They might be out there rhyming and stuff like that. The paddlers be pushing, the stick-up kids be out there, whatever, doing their thing or whatever like that. But we was out there rapping. So after I started battle rapping. And after I really got a niche for battle rap, he heard me and he was like, you know what? I want to do this too. So he just started doing it because I was doing it.
So both of y'all get that X growl in y'all's voice, man, when y'all talk. You know.
I think I got my father's growl in my voice when I talk. You know what I'm saying? My father was around before DMX. Much love to DMX. DMX gonna talk to dogs and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Start talking to him. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? We have deeper voices. We have deeper vocal registers. You know what I'm saying? So it's a slight bit different. Yeah, he sounds more like
that growl. I hear that bark. You know.
Well, you gotta think Method Man had it before him. You know what I'm saying? Method Man had the raspy tone before DMX. People most resonate with DMX because he had a stronger impact. So yeah. I understand what you're saying. What you're saying was a little bit different.
Well, I got news for you. 7, he's the same one. I sent him a track from X. He heard it and thought it was just who you said, DMX.
I'm like, what's up with this, man? What you sending me to listen to, man? I say sometimes it sounds like DMX barking and stuff. He sent me another track. What was that? Revelation?
Yeah.
He said some stuff. I'm like, this cat sound pockish. I'm like, these young brothers spitting, man. You know, and that was the main question I asked both of them, though. What was that a help or a hindrance? You know, having those cadences, you know, that pop out every now and then. Not that a cat is trying to imitate or flow in a different direction, but every now and then you see a cat throw a ball up and you say, oh, he trying to be like Michael Jordan. You know, that's just the way he learned how to shoot. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I respect that. So how about this? You did a little bit of homework. You did your homework. When you heard me on the video, who did you assimilate, or who did you think my voice sounded like?
To be honest,
yeah,
it was fresh, man. It wasn't. Okay. It wasn't. I wasn't put in the mind of the artist. It's fresh, man. You know, I'm just saying, like, when I'm sitting here talking to you now, by talking with X, I hear that same growl in the voice you say come from Dad. You know what I'm saying? But I like what I heard, man. I was impressed, man. I was impressed. There's a lot of cats right now that's rapping and making a whole lot of money that I don't feel really got that much skill.
Talent. Yeah. Talent. Period. They don't have much talent.
What they do have is they got the algorithm game down.
Respectfully.
You know, and that's and I'm because I'm like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, man, a long time, you know, and I've seen it go from payola to I saw the radio stations disappear. I saw everybody get bought out. I saw the whole digital world come into being, you know, and now it's all about the algorithms, man. It's about how you make them numbers, you know, or who you really know. I mean, because a lot of cats say they know somebody, but they only been to a couple parties and might have shared a joint.
Yeah, that's part of it. But then you have the people that know somebody that just hold you around. They want to hold you around. And unless they can be involved with it, they won't turn it over.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about when I said everybody got an agenda. Like I say, either a cat is on your team 100%, or he working for himself. You know, and you got to understand that to a point where, like, sometimes you got to go ahead and either pay that individual very well, or make that individual part of that particular project, so that person will go ahead and open that door. But a lot of times deals go down like that, and when the dust settle, sometimes you had to keep the door open, he left outside on the porch. You know, so that's the reason. And this is a hustler's game. You know, we as the artists, we commodity. We oil. We're the electric car. We're Kush. We're a commodity. You know, and the name of the game is we got to learn how to sell our own commodity. You know, and a lot of us are great farmers. We and that's the name of the game. Cats, their marketing game is tight. Their fruit sucks. Their kilos ain't shit, but their marketing game is on. And right now in the music industry, that's what I'm saying. Either you got to have algorithms, or you got to know somebody, or you got to go ahead and try to do the Master P. You know, a lot of cats.
Well, it's not, you can't really do the Master P anymore because we're not selling out of our trunk. We can't buy a store and have our music pushed out of the store anymore. So it's a little bit different. So I definitely respect his role. He's a mogul. You know what I'm saying? He's forever going to be embedded in hip hop history based upon his business aspect or his savvy. You know what I'm saying? So I respect the Master P too.
Right. So I mean, like at the same instance of Master P coming out the trunk right now, that's the algorithm game.
So the move. Well, my move right now is to attach myself to influencers. You know what I'm saying? And on TikTok and Instagram and different social media handles to consistently push the music. But the thing is I was told by somebody at your radio station that's what he does. He pushes the music worldwide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People like that. Mov'em Radio. Mov'em Radio.
Okay, so
they hustling. You know, you got.
So that means no matter what, here at the at this particular handle, I'm speaking to the right people anyway. So regardless how it's put, I'm in the ball game.
Yeah, you in the ball game. You just gotta know what ball you're swinging at. You know,
I can dig it.
And like I say, right now, the industry, because like I say, I've been around this game for a long time, and I've seen it go through decades of changes. You know, and I've seen it go from being able to actually sit down with a person. You can still sit down with a person, but somebody got to really walk you in the door now. It's not like it used to be, you know. And And right now, even more so than before, the proven track record now is not based on your touring or it's based off of those numbers. What you say, Don? What you say, Don?
Well, that's something that's been going on for a long time. But when you talk about walk through the door, somebody walking you through it, let's face it, years ago, if I had an artist such as 7 that I thought was talented, I could walk him into the door of a record company and get a finder's fee. That doesn't exist anymore, plain and simple. It used to be where you could walk talent through a door and you would get a finder's fee, the same way that you had A&R people that went into bars where they had lounges and stuff where music played. And the bottom line was, if the A&R man liked you, he went up and he talked to the leader of the group. There were people that sat around those A&R people and said, what do you think about the group? And if you said, well, hey, I kind of like him, he handed you his card. I'm their manager. Give me a call.
And that was an easy $5,000.
You got that right, because that's exactly what the finder's fee was.
That was an easy $5,000.
Well, I got something better than that. If in a hypothetical situation, if I was walked through the door, I would make sure somebody ate for the rest of their life. I believe it takes a strong team to make it anywhere. And either we all go home, nobody goes home. And that's just how I live. I breathe it. You know what I'm saying? So regardless how it's put, when that situation happens, whatever does happen, the individual that plays a part in the construct of the artist, 7Crown, the movement, the business, whatever it is, because I understand how to separate business from personal situations. That individual, whoever that may be, will be in a position to actually have a chip and consistently move with the entity of 7Crown throughout the industry. So I'm offering something a little bit more different. I don't want somebody to just get a finder's fee. If somebody has the ability to change the algorithm of my life, what I'm willing to offer is the position or the placement to change their lives as well. You know what I'm saying?
But see, the thing is, what you're saying and how you feel is how you're supposed to feel. That's how it's supposed to be. But there are so many cats who say they feel the way you feel, but once that deal gets to happen, they don't follow through, or they may not have the power to reinforce what they said and they truly meant. There may be somebody else that when the deal get closed, sometimes the artist has the least amount of control in that deal based on the fact that a lot of major companies don't deal directly with the artist. They deal with an artist representative, the lawyer, and sometimes when the deal get cut, the lawyer come back to you and go like, check this out. If that's a deal between you and KC, that's a deal between you and KC. That deal ain't got nothing to do with the company. That deal ain't got nothing to do with this. If you owe KC favoritism for the rest of his life, that's you and him. But nobody else is getting ready to take that burden. And so what happened is a lot of cats didn't get that bounce back that they expected. So you got a lot of cats that's going like, man, I need to make sure I want to see mine on paper, man. I need to get my money up front. That's where that comes from, man. I feel your heart though.
No. It's past just heart. It's about understanding. I already have the chip. I already have the producers. I already have the videographers. In general, I've already produced the material. So we're not talking to somebody that is looking to a record label for a handout. Hey, look, I need you to help me. I'm looking for the marketing and to use the machine. So the difference, I have everything already. You know what I'm saying? So due to certain circumstances, they can only get so much. And whatever they get as far as so much, I'll still have something left over to offer because I've already did the work. See what I'm saying? I have engineers as far as Bernie Grumman, people who produce for he produced for Usher, or he engineered Usher's records, R. Kelly, Jay-Z, blah blah blah, so forth and so on, to where it's already industry standard. So it meets the requirements for radio on Clear Channel. So after you get to that point and you're already there, because I'm a businessman, I'm not just a rapper. After you get to that point, you have a consensus of where, okay, we already have the production on the record from people who produce in the industry on an industry level with industry standard material. So we now have to negotiate how much I'm going to give up as far as a percentage wise. And it's going to be really hard to negotiate with somebody who already has it, but has the understanding that I need the other half to actually push or do the push, like if I was to sign with a Def Jam or a Interscope or something like that.
But what that means is your dynamics are different. Okay. And what you have to understand is the greater majority of people coming in to the industry don't have your dynamics.
Correct.
Okay. They don't have what you have. You already have a group built around you. Okay. You're basically darn near totally self-sufficient.
Correct.
They don't have those dynamics. So basically they get used because of the fact that they don't have what you have. So now they have to lean on other people to provide what you already have.
Correct. So my thing is the conversation I would be having is how much I would be giving up as far as for licensing. I'm saying for movies and likenesses of my music or the character that's represented. My name is Jameson Farrar. I have no problem disclosing that. 7Crown is the character that's built for the actual brand. So me having understanding that it's not just about my music and I'm a rapper, and since I'm such a good rapper, it's 95% business, 5% entertainment. So we're gonna do the business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, hey, I need to do this, and we're gonna do this, this, and this, and this, because I'm just a great artist. That shit don't mean nothing. I know it don't mean nothing. But if I tell you that I can actually put together the actual theme for the brand of a 7Crown, the league, blah blah blah. I can tell you which areas that I can market, that I can target market. I can tell you that we can do alternative music, rock and roll, hip hop, pop music, blah blah blah. And I know how to make it fit to where it doesn't look like I'm doing something that I'm not used to doing. And then we can actually start and push from there. It's a whole different ballgame.
All you need to do, man, like in my opinion, all you really need to do is knock those numbers up. Find out how to create that album, how to make your numbers jump up.
I respect it.
The right people, because like I say, I looked at your stuff. Your stuff is quality. I mean, like the little conversation we had before we started the show today. Your background. We're gonna talk about the fact that you do more than rap. You're a businessman, a real businessman, not just talking about a hustler. A hustler man, a hustling businessman. But you have to the same marketing it takes to sell a multi-million-dollar home, which if it's a really nice house is really easy. You have the right market. You go into the wrong market with that house, you're not going to be able to move it at all, period. You stuck with it. You literally stuck with it. But in another market, it'll fly off your hands. And the whole thing is about the marketing. And when in real estate, you need more than one person to look at the house. It's numbers. And the data numbers game, man, I'm seeing cats that's getting picked up that ain't never did nothing. Ain't never been with a company. Didn't nobody know nothing about them unless you were living on YouTube or Instagram and stuff like that. And next thing you know, they national, international. I'm seeing some comedians. What's that dude? What's the young black dude to be on the internet and you show him some stuff and he can do like this? I don't know if you see that dude almost getting TV deals and stuff now. all he been doing is looking at stuff going like, because somebody show a hat, he show it stupid. The dude that be going like, bruh. That's all he said. Bruh. And you guys show the video with the stupid stuff. Bruh. His number is off the chain. He all of a sudden, he is somebody. All he ever said was, bruh. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Bruh. Yeah. It's about the numbers today. It's different. It's a different game. It's about the numbers. TikTok influencers. That wasn't even a term before. Now, influencer used to be a person that was known to get the kids in the neighborhood high.
True story. True story.
You know, that's what an influencer was. You know, don't hang around with him. He's an influencer. Now that's a major money market. It's numbers. It's such a different game, and everybody in the industries, not just the record industry, movie industry, cosmetic industry, everybody in the industry now are monitoring these numbers.
Correct.
You know, so, you know, not that I'm really abreast of how to play the numbers game right now, because I'm not. My whole conversation with that is always find somebody that knows that likes to live on TikTok and knows how to influence. Find your influencer and get them on your team. Mov'em Radio. Find your influencer. Work with Mov'em Radio. Whatever. You know, find your influencer and, you know, drop a little money in their pocket. Say, yo, check this out. You know, you on the internet influencing people with little hair ties and shit. Here goes some money. Bounce this. That's what you need to do, Play. Go find you somebody that's on the internet influencing them and drop you.
The thing is that's something I realize, and I'm dealing with influencers right now. The third quarter is happening right now in music. April starts the third quarter, and that's what we're doing. I'm going to LA. I got a couple influencers out of LA. I got an influencer right now that gets millions and millions of views for TikTok, dancing. His name is Cheap Plug, Tyrell Brown. He dance like Chris Brown. Amazing. That's what I plan on doing. The other part of it, once again, is still about who you know. So that's where we're at. We're at the who you know. I'm going to do the influencer thing regardless, and maybe we'll have this conversation again when I'm in a different position, and I'll say, hey man, one of the people who put me on their show and took time to talk to me about my life and the things I'm doing was Mov'em Radio, man, and I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, we here inside the music, baby boy. We're trying to make this happen, man. You know, Dawn and I have been in this game for a long time. We've seen it go through mega changes, man. I was here when we were doing sound on sound recording. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That was a big thing, man.
It's
very expensive too.
Sound on sound 2-track, baby boy. Woo!
It was very expensive because of the fact that everybody had to get together in one room. Now that's no longer the thing. You can have, you know, like Luther did it. Okay, he did a thing where he did a group of duets. The females that he did these songs with, like Mariah, a lot of these women were not in the studio with him. He did his part, they did their part, and it was put together. Same thing like Go Back, Natalie Cole. Her father had passed years ago. It was a matter of getting those masters, making new ones, and blending them together. You know, that years ago, if you were the vocalist and you were supposed to be in the studio at 1 o'clock, you didn't get there till 2. All these musicians back here were getting paid till you got there. And record companies were not happy about that. You know, now this stuff, it doesn't even bother them because you can do your part in Cali and they can do their part over there in Jersey. Put it together, it's a done deal.
That's true. That's definitely true.
Game change, man. But that's the reason I'm saying, man, the whole so we've been talking enough, man. What other businesses you doing, man? What's happening?
I wanna aesthetic salon. I own an aesthetic salon. It's called Stare at Me. Lash Your Wax Bar Boutique. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. Aesthetics salon.
Yeah. See, that's the thing you gotta. That ain't gangsta enough?
Huh?
That ain't gangsta enough?
So we say aesthetics. What we talking about? Eyebrows, eyelashes.
No. Look. Lashes, waxing, permanent makeup, facials, lip augmentation. As far as with the hyaluronic pain, it's hydrotic acid that you take from your lips or different parts of your body to women's lips fuller. The age lines in your face, you use it on the age lines in your face because your body produces hydrotic acid to make you look younger, all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like I said, man, we don't just we ain't just stuck on the music, man. It's, you know what I'm saying, finances is everything. You know what I'm saying? I used to hustle, you know what I'm saying, peddle drugs, whatever like that. So dope to half a Las Vegas, and shit like that. But regardless of how it's put, you know what I'm saying, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? So we have to find other ways to, you know what I'm saying, put it together.
I got a real good question for you. Having listened to your music encompasses a lot of things. You have certain aspects of your music that's rock and roll. As I told you before, certain tracks of yours, like the one we're going to play later, has a certain, in the background, if you listen closely, has a Caribbean flow to it. My thing is, what got you into just collaborating and putting those things together with the music that you started doing?
The major influence came from a person. It was a person. His name was Julio Carretero. He's from Cuba. He's Cuban and black. He was an individual that transcended the idea of what it is to be a gangster. He was the blood. You know what I'm saying? He was the blood, part of the blood gang or whatever. But he would always sing rock and roll and alternative music. And he didn't really care who cared about it in general. So I met him when I was 19 years old, and it put me in a position to where it's like, hey, look, if you want to dance to music, you can dance to music. Because a lot of times, if you know, back in the day when you're doing more hood-driven records, there wasn't a lot of dancing that was involved in hood-driven records. I'm saying, if you could dance, you wouldn't show nobody you could dance because you're not gonna be out on the block dancing in front of a whole bunch of dudes. It just wouldn't happen. But I'm from New Jersey, man. I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah.
When you go to New York, there's clubs that are there's 6 floors, and on one floor they're playing Caribbean music. On a different floor they're playing hip hop. Then you have EDM under it. You know what I'm saying, which is more so techno. And then you had a floor where they play R&B, and there was always different forms of music and culture around us. The East Coast is a melting pot, so culture-driven society. To be able to draw from different people's culture is what makes you who you are in general. So I just knew that I had to attach the West Coast. When I moved to the West Coast, it made me understand harmony and rhythm. Because on the East Coast, it's just about spitting bars. And I had the rap bar thing down since I was a kid. Because when I got in trouble, my mother would literally make me read the dictionary of the newspaper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just mastering that part of the art mixed with the other cultures that are around you. And Julio, his name was Julio Carretero. Remember that name because he's gonna be around me forever. Julio Carretero was the person who really gave me the feel of the affinity to know that, hey man, if you're gonna do what you want to do, man, it don't matter what anyone else says, just do it. As long as you who you are, it don't matter how they take you as far as integrity wise. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, check this out, seeing that we talking about music, we're gonna send TC into the vault so he can pull up this track. So 7, what song we send him after? Don, what we sending TC after?
We're sending TC after a track that I personally care for. What so happens that in talking to 7, he said, listen, I said to him, what track would you like us to find? And he said, well, what track would you like? So it's Young.
It's really Remember Me. That's the name of the song. It's called Remember Me, but that's my fault. That's my fault.
Okay, because when you send it to me, that's exactly what it said. It said,
So
that's why I said it. But in the track, the lyrics are Remember Me, But I wasn't sure whether to say that because, like I said, when I got it, it was named Young.
Well, all right, hold up right there. Hold on right there. Because I don't have that song in the situation back here. So we're going to get the right song. And right here on Inside the Music, the truth about the truth, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for 7Crown, his single, Young. Wrong. All right. Hold on. Let's get the right song because I don't have that song in the computer. So right here on Inside the Music, the truth about the truth, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the single by 7Crown. Remember Me. You heard it here on Inside the Music, the truth about the truth, on MovemRadio.com.
You has lost your roots, lost in spirit, and lost in culture. I don't think it's lost, man. I think it's found. It's just a loose. Just to lose it goes. It's off. Y'all know what I do, right?
we were young, flying so high, feels like we can't fall. Feels like we've been sent to take it all. And I remember you. Still niggas thinking, does she remember me? Remember me? Maybe when I find a star, up, I hope that you think of me. The sky is falling. Forever to the word, my pretty little bird. And time can ever unforgive me. I'll give you my word. I'll travel this world to find you. And I can't wait till you're back next to me. Flying so high, feels like we can't fall. Feels like we've been sent to take it all. And I remember you. Feels like we've been sent to take it all. And I remember you. Hope you remember.
All right, man. So as I was saying earlier, man, sound wise, you know, quality wise, you know, you guys' stuff is on point, man. The shit is there. It's on point. I have to. The only suggestion I can give is don't give up the grind.
Got it.
That's it.
Got it. Shit, we're here now. You know what I'm saying? Look, check this out. First of all, we're gonna start right there. That's the booth.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go like this. And this is where I'm sitting at right now. A group full of individuals.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We in the studio right now, man. So regardless how it's put, this is where I like to consistently place
Your
myself.
man cave, huh?
Yeah, man. It's built from the ground up. It's behind my house. Look, how about this? Let me give you a quick quick
tour. We gonna get a tour now, 7?
You see the desk. The desk got 7. See the 7s on the desk?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is where we at.
Yeah.
We here. We in the lab, so.
Yeah, well, I also saw the crown with the 7 on it on the window to the booth.
Yes, sir. 7 crown. You know what I'm saying? 7 is the basic principle formality for our mathematics. It's the center of God. It's number of completion. And I feel like I'm completing myself and my style, so I'm gonna give this to y'all. I'm gonna give y'all me, man. We out here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have you send me one of those crowns with the 7 on it, so I can put that on my studio. I like that.
Got you. And it's an original crown. That crown, you won't see that crown anywhere else in the world.
I know. I got a whole group of them that I've used and everything, especially for Claudette. I use a lot of them when I make posts for Claudette, and none of them are like yours.
I appreciate that, man. I designed it myself.
I figured it was self-designed. That's why I haven't seen one like that. And I got a book full of them, but yours is completely different, you know?
Check this out. I'm gonna have to leave the rest of this interview to Dawn and TC. I got a gig I gotta get to, man. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go do what I gotta do, make that money, make that noise.
Hey, man, you gotta pay the bills, man. How about this? Appreciate your time, appreciate your presence and your answers. And you have a blessed day, man. True story.
Yes, sir, man. All right, yeah.
Later.
Okay, right there. So I have a good question for you, King. When did you realize that the show business, the music business, was 10% music and 90% business?
Well, it's easy. Once I lost my ego, and I learned how to humble myself, that's when the idea came along. Because I started to realize that there's a lot more than music than just music. There's a lot of different moving parts. You have to have a personality. There has to be some type of personality that you're representing as far as the character that you build inside music. There has to be a marketing push to actually push it throughout the country. And there also has to be different individuals that handle the business side of understanding your mechanical rights and your royalties and understanding your publishing, which is extremely important. And a lot of people were getting robbed. Not robbed. I can't even say they got robbed. I just think that people didn't read the contracts.
They didn't understand the dichotomy of it, because the bottom line was they felt that they could hire people to do those things for them. And I tell artists all the time, every artist, if it's a good artist, needs a team around them. But you have to be able to know the business so that you know you're not being robbed. Case in point, and I make this a big deal, is George Clinton, who wrote Flashlight and had all those different songs. And the bottom line was he ain't getting no royalties because his manager signed the paper and sent it in with his name on it. George has gone to court several times. Hey, that's my music. I wrote it. And they keep saying, you may have written it. It may be yours, but that man's name is on it. And there's nothing we can do about
it. And that's absolutely true. No matter what we do or who we are, everything has an affinity to surround itself around the business of whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Texaco couldn't be Texaco without a team. What else? Donald Trump could be Donald Trump if he didn't have the individuals that were placed around him before he became the president or just whatever else. So we just have to understand that if you really, really want to make it in the music industry, you got to understand there's some Palms degrees. There's some negotiating that has to happen as far as for percentages inside whatever contract you sign, and you also have to understand that you might think you know something, but you probably really don't. So if you don't know something, go study it, learn it, take time out to learn, and then you might be able to carefully place yourself inside a situation where you're not getting robbed as much as you're going to get robbed no matter what, because you're going to give up something.
The reason for a team. That's the reason for a team. Okay, it's to basically lower the dichotomies that you're going to come into contact with. Because the bottom line is, like you said, and I say it all the time, this industry is an industry made up of sharks and guppies. Sharks got a lot of teeth and guppies couldn't do a damn thing to you. So you wind up being taken advantage.
That's right. I just want to own the ocean. So I have to worry about it.
All I want to do is be a whaling. Too big for a shark to eat and smart enough to continue on doing what I'm doing without worrying about being taken advantage of.
Correct. My man.
So here's another thing. You have spent so much time putting everything together. What is it that you feel is the last piece of your puzzle that you need inserted into your group?
Marketing. That's it. I need that's it, marketing. I just need I need a good marketing company that is who they say they are. You know what I'm saying? And I'll pay them. And that's it. Or who you know. If I meet somebody who has the machine behind them, or the use of the machine, they will be able to use the machine. Whatever comes first. But marketing is everything. Once again, it's business. It's back to business. Marketing is everything. If I can't have the individuals, the individual president or individuals president or company president that does the marketing, then maybe it's a company that has the access to that same market or higher market, and we can use them to propel ourselves inside music.
Okay, here's another question. There are a million, darn near, different digital distributors. Who is it that you use to distribute your music?
DistroKid. Right now we have Sony Orchard, to distribute the music. But I guess we're gonna see what they're able to do. You know what I'm saying this is the beginning. I just turned over my music about a week and a half ago in general after a couple of projects were complete, and we're gonna see what they're talking about.
Okay. That makes sense. So in other words, you're gonna see what they do with your music before you decide who becomes the permanent distributor.
Correct.
Okay. Because they all have a lot to say, whether or not they can do what they say is a horse of another color.
And that's what we always deal with in this situation. You never know who can really do what they say they do. It's a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors, and I can do this and I did this before and blah blah blah. And my thing is, when it happens, they'll say, "Hey, look at your bank account." And when my bank account changes, then I'll believe them. But until my bank account changes, then whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, because what happens is you pick out a distributor. One person says, use this distributor. I mean, I did so-and-so with them and you use that distributor, and your basic indulgence in dealing with them is totally different from the person who recommended it.
Correct.
And I've had that with a couple of distributors. Well, I'm looking at K9, and I can tell it's about time to wrap it up. But of course, once we're through with this, you and I talk. Also, K9 is gonna have some stuff he's gonna want to talk about too. He wants to be your platform for what you need. So when we get through, but I would say this in closing. Casey already left. Bottom line is, it has been a pleasure, my brother, to have you on. You were informative, enlightening, and wonderful with your analogies of exactly how you conduct business. And for you, that's perfect, because we have younger artists that come on and look to see how other artists navigate this industry and this business, and you've laid out a great platform for them to see and hear exactly what you do, how you did it, and the things that you incorporated into what makes you successful. So all I can say is I thank you for your time, and I thank you for coming on and blessing us with your presence.
Well, how about this? I thank y'all as well. And last but not least, a note for all the artists that are out there: make sure you realize that it is 95% business, 5% entertainment. Realize that. I'm glad that you guys are talented and consistently work on your talent, and never stop working on the talent aspect of what you're doing. But try to figure out different ways to own more of what you are, so they can't take it from you. I'm 7Crown. All love to y'all. Much love to Inside the Music. Everybody. Yeah.
I thank you, my brother, and this is why we call it Inside the Music, the truth about the truth. You just heard the truth from 7Crown. TC, take us out of here, bro. Take us on.
Thank you, King Don. And once again, I want to say thank you to you, King 7Crown, for coming through and giving us a lot of nuggets and a lot of knowledge with everything that you've been doing and your association, and even to having that courage to step out on your own, making your own sound, finding your own lane. And that's the thing about hip hop. Hip hop, before, with a lot of what we got going on now, cats made a lane. Cats stayed original. They didn't want to sound like anybody else. Sometimes it just happened, and it might have happened by association, by growing up with each other, growing up around each other, battling each other even. And you might have kind of picked up a sound or a certain deliverance or cadence. Our lane was always been about being your own voice, being you know, sounding different from everybody else, you know, and no knock on the newer artists, but that was what made hip hop. Hip hop was that you could hear a LL Cool J, you could hear a Marley Marl beat, which sounded different than a Boogie Down Productions beat, which sounded different from a Juice Crew beat, which sounded different from the old school Africa Bambaataa, you know, Zulu Nation cats and what have you, and the native tongues. Everybody had a sound in the lane, man. And nowadays you got cats that are really just doing a lot of similar tactics, man. And then we wonder why we can't really pick anybody apart. But King, I want to tell you, man, that everything that you're putting together is going to turn into gold, man, because you're giving insight and you're giving experiences that a lot of folks don't have or might not have. And all that glitters might not necessarily be gold, as you said, man. It's 95% business, 5% music. And you had to have talent to manage either of those things, bro. So I just want to say thank you for coming on the show and dropping us what you was dropping for us, bro. And real talk, just for a minute. We always talking about, well, I always say, do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Well, as we all know, we've had a situation and a scenario where one of Philadelphia's hip hop legends, Will Smith, also known as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, is big in the news and the talk because of the slap heard around the world from what took place at the Oscars. Well, I'm here to let you know, first and foremost, as a Philadelphia resident, a Philadelphia rapper, I looked up to Will Smith in everything that had to do with music, with business and entertainment. May not have necessarily agreed with all the products he put out. I might not have necessarily liked all the products that he put out. But the fact of the matter is, here was a black man that started off as a rapper that a lot of folks don't know could battle rap some of the best MCs in the game under the table. But when it came time for his deal and the presentation of who he was going to be as an artist, they kind of modified his image and gave him that kind of that cooler kid next door, cool boy around the way type vibe. We from Philly, man. And just like Chicago, just like New York, just like Vegas, just like Cali, just like Detroit, just like Boston, just like Houston, you can't play with certain people a certain way. Do I agree with the way that he handled that situation? No, not necessarily. I don't think that was the best way to handle the situation. But the thing is, I understand why he took that route. And it's unfortunate because for some reason, we don't believe that men can be affected by certain situations, by certain energies, by certain vibes that we're dealing with at that moment from before, because a lot of people try to underplay the fact of how heavy Chris Rock went in on Jada for boycotting the 2016 Oscars. He made a lot of, he went in on different people, but he really stuck in on Jada. Pause on that, but he really went in hard on Jada. And how can you boycott a party you wasn't invited to? Because it's about awareness. It's about information. It's about standing up for what you believe is right, whether you in the party or not. And then it got to a point, yeah, Will laughed when he started making the first jokes of the G.I. Jane joke. But then when he saw that his woman was affected negatively and adversely by what was said, it went somewhere else. Stop believing people's pain isn't real. All right. And I get it. They're comedians. Comedians make funny and fun of everyday situations all the time. OJ, Donald Trump, anything, the Menendez brothers, things that we would think not that to find not funny in real life talking about a situation, but in for real, they make fun. That's what they do. That's what they get paid to do. Okay. But sometimes we have to be sensitive to certain people's situations or even realize to do what we call reading the room. And sometimes you got to make it clear because these are millionaires we talking about. These are people that got more money than most of the people that I'm communicating with every day, that are supporting me every day, that are watching Inside the Music and Move'emRadio.com every day. People that could take our station, take our channel, and if they actually invested in it, put us in a stratosphere. But we got a lot of folks with a lot of commentary, not about why it happened or what we need to do to keep it from happening again, but talking about if you come up on this stage, and like I said, anybody that follow me on social media, I said it, whoever, if Will Smith would have slapped me out of me, you'd have been slapped. Because who was anticipating what was going to happen? Who was truly anticipating that situation taking place? But on the flip side, I know one thing for sure, two things for certain, wasn't nobody thinking about the Oscars until that happened. Most people didn't even know that the Oscars was on until that came out. Most folks don't even pay attention to it because of the very issue that Jada had. She said it's not diverse enough. And then we seem to get patronized just to say, well, there was diversity. But then you look and go back to the main categories and who's winning what. What movies have been nominated for what? Movies, I didn't see this movie in the hood. But they say Black folks spend more money on entertainment, designer clothing, and frivolous things than anybody else. We go to the movies. We get dressed up to go out. We spend money. But these movies that are winning, they didn't play in the hood. They didn't play around my end. They didn't play where most of my folks is from. So what is it that actually determines the diversity quotient? Going back to the right and the wrong thing. If you're not anticipating somebody popping you, then you probably wasn't raised that way. I'm from, you don't even let nobody get close enough to you when you're not ready. You stay ready so you don't have to get ready, so you don't have to talk about what would have happened if it would have been me. Because my story to you is, you would have been popped. Because in that setting, in that forum, in that venue, that was the last thing anybody was expecting to happen. But it did. Stop with your thousandaire thinking that you got millionaire problems, because you don't. Those men and those people surrounding them are going to take care of the business, which is 95% of what we do. They have publicists, they have lawyers, they have people that speak for them, about them, and around them to handle these situations. So you keep your day-to-day check living like me, your business orienting growing like me and my partners here, your thousandaire thinking, and even if you got millions and it didn't happen to you, stop putting yourself in a situation that you know you don't want to be in. Because if you're dumb enough to believe that somebody's going to intentionally walk up on you just to say they did it, something's wrong with both parties, and our thinking is wrong. And this is why we're having the problems we're having in our community right now, all the way up to the millionaires. We don't believe that pain is real. We don't believe that generational curses is real. But right here on Inside the Music, the truth about the truth, we're going to get down to the unfun stuff. We're going to talk about the less than funny stuff when it comes to what we do here. So again, if I'm on stage and somebody decided they wanted to come up and smack me the way that I'm built, it would never happen, because I'm already thinking, why is this person up? I stay ready. Not that I want anything to happen. I just believe that it could or can. But again, if I'm at an international venue being seen by millions and almost billions of people around the world, that's the last thing we're expecting to happen. So stop with the if it was you. Stop with the if somebody run up on stage. Ain't nobody trying to run up on none of y'all. But at the same time, are you callous enough to talk about people's ailments, personal issues, and not think that it has some kind of effect? So with that being said, we appreciate what you're doing here. We appreciate you coming through like you do for us. We want to thank each and every one of you for the support that you're giving us that is allowing us to increase our imprint in this podcast, entertainment, interview, and exposure game. Because MovemRadio.com, the home of Inside the Music, the truth about the truth, is definitely on the rise. We got a lot of great things coming. And again, thank you to my co-host, King DC Don DaCosta, King Casey Cousin, who had to run out. Brother, be safe, and we'll catch you on the next one. And to our guest, 7Crown. We appreciate you, King, and power to everything that we're doing. And like always, this episode of Inside the Music, the truth about the truth, is brought to you by Three Pharaohs Production, MovemRadio.com, Studio 204, 176, Source 3 Entertainment, and Stormy Weathers Entertainment. And you see me in the drip. I stay solid, baby. Holla at your big homies. And also, shout out to Big Man Productions, my producer, for making sure that my lab stay ready for us to do what we do right here on Inside the Music, Truth About the Truth, where we tell it like it is, tell it like it was, and talk about how it should be on MovemRadio.com. You send them, we move them. Do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Holla at your big homie. He always around. Peace.